Window broke? Watch how to replace it. Most windows have two sashes. The bottom sash can be moved up and down. This is the part of the window that can be removed from the window frame. The top sash is fixed to the frame and doesn't move. If the top sash is broke, you'll have to perform the same procedure on site. Before you even start to tackle the job, make sure you have gloves, eye protection, clear caulk, a caulk gun, a heat gun, tape, two flexible putty knives, a rubber mallet or hammer, and some wood or plastic to cover the window if you have to leave the work area. To remove the bottom sash, have the bottom sash on the down position. On each side of the frame, there is a clip like this. Use a flat tool to snap these clips out. You can now lift the bottom sash. The clips that you snapped out will grab the balances, keeping them from rising with the sash. This lets you push the window to one side of the frame and pull the other side out, removing the sash completely from the frame. Use wood or plastic to cover the window for now. With the sash out, you can now take it to your local glass vendor to have a new glass installed. Not all vendors provide this service. They just sell the glass. You'll have to call before you go. Don't forget to ask how long for the service. Some places might say a week before you get the sash back or for the glass. If you want to save on time and about $100 on labor, get the glass and do it yourself. If you do decide to do it yourself, continue watching. Now lay the sash somewhere safe to work on. Almost all windows are put together the same. One side of the window has a trim like this that holds the glass in place. This is called a glaze stop or glaze bead. It comes in different shapes. The other side of the window doesn't have it. The frame is flush with the glass. To remove the broke glass, the first thing you want to do is remove this trim. To remove the trim, let me show you how it's in the frame so you can see how to remove it. Here's the setup. To remove the trim, press down on the top part of the trim, then push it to the side and up with a putty knife. This unhooks the trim from the frame. Now use the putty knife to finish removing the trim by sticking it between the trim and the glass and pushing up on the trim. Here's what this process looks like. Be gentle when you do this. Sometimes the glue that is holding and seals the glass in place seeps out and gets on the trim, making it a little hard to remove. Just take your time. Here's some glue that got on the trim. Now you can see the glue holding the glass. Finish removing the trim all around the frame. Here's what the trim looks like. With the trim removed, we can now start removing the broke glass. Remove any piece that can be easily removed by hand. Get your tape. Put it on the glass, front and back. This will help with controlling the glass when you finish breaking it out of the frame. When you're done taping it, use the mallet or hammer to break the glass out of the frame. Remove the frame from the work area. Clean up the mess on the work area. Then set the frame back. Now use a heat gun with the putty knife to remove the remaining glass. This is an aluminum frame, so it can withstand some heat. If you have a vinyl window, be careful when applying heat. You could burn it or warp it. Do this all around the frame. When all the glass is removed, now remove the glue. You can use a putty knife as a scraper. I found using my rubber gloves works best to remove the glue. All you have to do is rub on it. With the trim and the frame cleaned, you can now measure for the glass. Do not get the glass cut to the exact measurement, minus 1/8 of an inch. This gives room for the trim to go back in place. This opening is 22 1/4 by 29 1/2. The glass needs to be 22 1/8 by 29 3/8. We also need the thickness of the glass we took out. It's only 1/8 thick. Now we can take these measurements to your local glass vendor and have them cut it. I already have the glass here. I'm going to dry fit it to make sure it fits. Looks good. Remove it and set it aside. Wipe the frame and the window really quick. Now take the clear caulk and put a small bead around the frame. If you can help it, don't put the caulk right at the corner. It will dry on the trim, making it hard to remove when you have to replace the glass again. For the spots where the caulk is thick, use a putty knife to remove some of it. Set the glass in and make sure there's a small gap around the glass and the frame. This is needed for the trim to go back in place. Reinstall the trim. Turn the frame around and remove any excess caulk. The sash is now ready to get put back in the frame. To put the sash back, have it all the way up. Tuck one side of the sash in the frame, then put the other side in the frame. Push the sash down. Push the clips back in. Now open and close the window to make sure it's operating properly. And you're done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, bell, and subscribe button for me. Share this channel with someone you think it'll be helpful to. Thank you and have a blessed day.